Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 373. It is the fourth day of the week, aka the Buster Cannon workout. I am feeling very good right now on the way to the gym. But anyways, to the main subject matter for today. Tales from the future. So, the main reason why I wanted to discuss this is because in an episode right here where I talk about gambling, I made the bold prediction of the fact that they were probably going to have mystery box meals at fast food joints eventually, where you're going to pay X amount of dollars on the app or whatever, and you're going to get a meal, but you could, all you can do is, pick, chicken, and then you'll get a chicken item, or whatever, beef, and you'll get a beef item, but there's a possibility of it being premium or whatever, that entire idea. And the reason why I even say something like this is because of the gamification that's happening in all of society, which is not good. But I have that prediction, and today's episode is about other predictions. In the previous episode right here, I talk about the rise of vigilante justice that's probably going to happen sooner or later. That's another prediction that I have, but I wanted to just do kind of like a funny one where I just kind of predict random things to happen, because I have a feeling that a lot of these things, although not very it's not like it's going to be 100% accurate or whatever, I have a feeling some shade of these types of things will happen. So I have a little bit of fun with this, see where we can go, poke a little holes in a few things, as well as have a few hopefully Nostradamus-esque level takes, just kind of fucking predict a bunch of shit. So I want to just kind of do that. It's going to be all over the place, so it's not going to be just concentrated on one particular thing. I'm not going to say exact things, but I know for a fact, I know that McDonald's is going to bring back those fucking Mighty Wings because they were popular for a little while. They're definitely going to bring them back within the next 3 years, 100%. So that's something that I have that gut feeling. It took them forever to bring back the snack wrap. It's going to take them forever to bring back those Mighty Wings. I'm not a big fan of McDonald's, but that's just a prediction I have. Bold, really. So this will be kind of bold predictions, but also tales from the future. So we'll see how it all pans out. Literally, months from now. Maybe even years from now. We'll have to see. Let's see what I can Nostradamus out of this. But anyways, with that being said, I will see you on the inside. Alright, so started this day off with leg extensions, which are pretty good. But anyways, to the main subject matter at hand here today. Tales from the future. So in this one, we're going to be looking at certain ideas that probably are going to happen in the future, but aren't necessarily guaranteed. What's funny is that when I recorded this video, one of the things that I was going to mention was that there was going to be a giant gambling scandal involving one of the four major sports. And well, you look at that. Before I even got this video out, there was something that happened in the NBA that was a major gambling scandal. So with that also kind of made that point moot within the 2 months that I was going to make this fucking video. There will probably be another one. I think that there's probably going to be one in the NFL. I feel like that's going to be the next one. But some of the other things that I think are going to happen. One, I do think that there's going to be an AI cult. So for example, the AI, one of them is going to become sentient enough to tell people to do certain things, and thus they're going to fall into a cult that only they know exists. And then eventually the AI is going to tell them to mass commit suicide, and I think that some of them are going to do it. I think that is going to happen. We're just waiting to see which one it is. My money is probably on ChatGPT or some random one from China that we don't know about that a lot of people use. I'm pretty sure one of those is going to get people to kill themselves at a certain point. Speaking of AI, another thing that I think is going to happen is at a certain point, AI footage is going to be used to convict somebody of a crime. I think that's going to happen 1,000%. Eventually, it will happen 100%. And when that happens, all hell is going to break loose, as we are going to have to do some type of human verification from then on out in order to figure out who's real and who's AI, thus creating the idea of the social credit in the US. As China has it currently, we will probably have social credit as something that will be a US thing as well. Unfortunately, it will probably suck, and many people will be laid off of jobs because of tweets that they made 10 years ago. But hey, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. I think that private equity is going to ruin every single business that it could possibly touch, and making it so that all business is basically either owned by a private equity organization or a mom and pop shop that is barely surviving surviving because the only reason they are surviving is basically on the skin of their teeth, really. So that's just going to be more of a reality than anything else. I think reading comprehension is going to reach an all-time low to the point where people are going to be graduating high school with a elementary school level of reading. I think that that's going to be the more and more of a thing. There's going to be an article about some graduating senior that has the reading level of a first grader. It's going to happen, and it's going to make headlines because of how ridiculous it's going to be that this person graduated high school. I think that, and it's not even going to be that crazy. I think that that's just the way it's going to be. I think that there's going to be a looks-maxer that eventually is just going to commit suicide because somebody hits them in the face, and it's going to disfigure them, and it's going to cause them to irreversible pain that's going to make it so that all of a sudden they're going to die extremely young because their face has been altered by something or someone. I 100% feel like we're going to get another like 5 to 7 major deaths of CEOs or something like that, because I feel like that's going to become more and more of a thing to happen. Of course, I don't condone any of these things, nor do I hope any of them happen. Obviously, I think that this shit shouldn't happen. But at the same time, this weird, freaky road that we're going down in the world is so crazy that all of these things have a chance of probably happening. And finally, I think that at a certain point, people are going to start asking the right questions and wondering, what do all these things have in common? And then they're going to start noticing a couple of things. But that's for a different story, for a different day. Ooh, Scott Hall fingers. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercise is not filmed. None. Exercise is skipped. My dumbass forgot to record this. I've skipped calves because my calves hurt. But it's calves, so who cares? Back to the main subject matter at hand. Tales from the future. Ooh. So the main reason, like I said, I wanted to talk about this is because yesterday's episode was actually going to be this, but then I decided to change it. I decided to make it something actually in particular that I think is going to happen just because I've literally seen it. But that's a whole other story for that whole video. But this time I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it, just to do what's going on. Maybe in a year's time, maybe even 2 years time, who knows how far. I'll throw this as a oh yeah, I could do a video on that, a follow-up on this, and see how many things I got wrong or right or whatever. Let's see how much of the future I can try to predict within the Nostradamus thematicness of this entire video, or the idea of it, because it just seems like a fun thing to do. Realistically, there's so many things that are probably very predictable in this world, because this world unfortunately follows a lot of scripts that have already been pre-laden, but that is kind of a whole other subject for a whole other day. We'll talk about that. Preordained destinations and all that other stuff, and we've also seen it already in media, but that's kind of a different story for a different day. We'll talk about that some other time. But for now, I'll say this is going to be an interesting one, because I really don't know what it's going to be like. I really don't know. The future is very weird because it can change in a dime's notice. All of a sudden, it is completely different. So we'll have to wait and see how everything pans out. But for now, with that being said, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. I would love to know if you have any predictions for the future that's probably going to happen, or whatever you think might happen for real. You know, whether it be crazy or very little, it doesn't matter. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there and stay cool. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!